Hey everyone, Dreamlight Kingdom here. Hope you're all doing well. So if you didn't already know, on Tuesday, July 26th, Disney Dreamlight Valley, along with a few other news outlets and streamers, released a handful of videos that provide a lot more details about what we can expect from the game, including an extended look at some gameplay. If you haven't watched them yet, stop what you're doing, go watch them, and come back. I'll leave a link in the description below. Okay, are we all back? Good, let's get started. The first big reveal was the Touch of Magic tool, and it honestly might be the feature I'm the most excited for. Based on the footage shown, it looks like we'll have the ability to add patterns and colors to almost any item of clothing. Basically, this game's version of the pattern creator from Animal Crossing. I really appreciate that you can access your inventory while you are using it. It also looks like you could change the color of whatever item you're working on. Hopefully there's a way to share our custom designs with other players, because I just know the community is going to come up with some awesome designs. Personally, I'm going to try my hand at a jacket based on my all-time favorite Marvel hero, Captain Marvel. Luckily, she doesn't have too tough a design, so I think I'll be able to manage. What designs are you most excited to try? Let me know in the comments below. Up next, we get our first good look at the character creator from a video by streamer Deligracy. Hopefully I'm saying that right, apologies if I'm not. If you haven't seen it already, definitely go and check it out. It's a really awesome video. I put the link in the description below. Okay, back to the character creator. It looks to me like you can select a preset avatar and either use that or customize it a little bit further. There's so many different customization options, not to knock Animal Crossing, but I never really felt like I could make a character that both stood out from all the other players, but also felt right for me as a player. Thankfully, it doesn't look like that's going to be a problem here, and I'm super excited about that. It's nice to see that nothing is gender locked. I know they said that would be the case for clothing, but I really appreciate that it's also an option for things like facial hair. With that being said, I wonder if we'll be able to change our appearance in the future. Hopefully we can, and it won't be locked behind any kind of paywall. I'm really happy with what we've seen of the character creator so far. What about you? How do you feel about the character creator? Love it? Hate it? Sound off in the comments below. We also got a nice extended look at some of the gameplay activities that have been mentioned before, like fishing, mining, and gardening. I like the way fishing is handled in this video. It's not as simple as Animal Crossing's listen for the sound to change method, but it's also not trying to be a fishing simulator. It's a nice middle ground. I know Goofy is the character who teaches you to fish, but I wonder if there'll be another character that acts as this game's CJ. I could see Goofy handling everything fishing related, but if there are things like fishing tournaments, I think it could be fun to have a character that visits for those. Well, I have no idea who it could be. Baloo maybe? Who would you pick? Let me know in the comments below. I'm so thrilled to hear that growing crops only takes a few minutes in this game. I am the worst at remembering to harvest crops in these kinds of games, so it'll be nice to have crops that grow at a rate more appropriate for my attention span. Also, watering cans never run dry, another huge plus for me. Cooking continues to look amazing. I know I've talked about it in my other videos, so I'll keep it brief, but I love how many different ingredients you can use in your cooking. It'll make crafting items to help with the stamina bar even more entertaining. Thankfully, the stamina bar doesn't look like it'll be a huge burden since the food refreshes pretty quickly. Personally, I appreciate this because cooking is almost always the activity I lose interest in the quickest, but Disney Dreamlight Valley is giving me a pretty good reason to stay focused on cooking. Hopefully, Aurora's cake provides a lot of stamina because I'm planning on cooking that almost exclusively. I'm curious to know what the table outside Chez Remy could be used for. I think it's going to be either a meeting place where you can invite characters to a meal, or it might display like a meal of the day type thing. Mining looks pretty simple. There isn't much to it. You smash a rock and you get some stuff. I'm sure there'll be other rocks we can mine that are a little more complexity, but for now, this is it. Overall, the activities look pretty easy to manage with nothing too special so far. Personally, I prefer it like that because it allows us to focus more on the activities we want to do over having to quest constantly. We finally got to spend a little time in the player house, and I love it. It's so cool that it's upgradable like an Animal Crossing. At first, your house looks pretty run down. Hopefully it doesn't take too long to turn it around. Thankfully, placing objects looks really easy. I appreciate the simplicity in this game's design. It helps make the game more accessible, which is awesome. It's going to be hard to choose which part of the game to focus on first. My house, the characters, or the valley itself. Speaking of the valley, I talked a little bit about build mode in some of my other videos, but since we got a better look at it, I want to briefly talk about it again since we learned a few more details. The first and most important bit of info is that you can move any object, tree, rock, shop, or house, including your own, at any time and for free. This is perfect for me since I am more of a mess around and experiment kind of player than a plan it out type, so no more costly fees for that. We can also see that you have access to your inventory while in build mode. Hopefully that means no more picking and choosing what items you want to sit out. You'll just always have access to them all. Overall, the customization we got to see on Tuesday was really impressive. This game looks tailor-made for players who like to customize, and I love it. We got a much better look at Moana's realm, and it looks gorgeous. I love the calming music. We didn't get to hear much of it, but I'd like to hear a little more of the music from her movie in the realm. There are so many doors in the castle, it honestly feels like they can add an endless number of realms. What realms are you most excited for? Let me know in the comments below. I'm really hoping for an Atlantis realm or a Finding Nemo realm. Actually, maybe Finding Nemo would make a good expansion to Dreamlight Valley itself. There's already a bit of ocean off Dazzled Beach. If they added swimming like in Animal Crossing's New Horizons, we could dive down to the coral reef and hang out with Nemo and his friends. What do you think? Would you like to see an underwater expansion? Or maybe a different expansion altogether? Let me know in the comments. Questing looks pretty basic, which I'm kind of on the fence about, but I understand why they needed it to be simple. Gotta reach a wide audience and all. Honestly, I'm not sure what they could have added, but I would like to see a little more complex quests added into the game. But there could easily be more complex quests as you progress beyond this point, so maybe I'm just judging too soon. It's cool to see that there are different types of quests, like daily story and friendship quests, and that they can be organized so easily. It sounds like there will be plenty of quests to keep us occupied since each character has a large number of quests, and not to mention the daily quests. I appreciate that Gameloft is giving us daily quests so that there's always something to do no matter how much you've played the game. I think it would be really cool if daily quests updated as the game goes along though, so it's not always the same thing every single day. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. We got a brief look inside the store and it looks so pretty. Some of the items we saw include a Beauty and the Beast tea set, a frozen throne, the black pearl in a bottle, and an arcade machine from Wreck-It Ralph. There's also some regular household items like a sewing machine, a computer, and what I think is an espresso machine. I'm not sure though. Are there any items you can't wait to add to your collection? Let me know in the comments. I know I can't wait to get that black pearl in a bottle. I really like the concept of friendship levels that come with rewards. It gives another reason to boost relationships and it helps motivate players to talk to characters they might have ignored if those characters have interesting rewards. Speaking of rewards, Mickey has some pretty cool ones. His Sorcerer's Apprentice outfit is adorable. I hope it's not just a decoration, but a costume Mickey can wear. I haven't seen anything that indicates characters can wear costumes, but I know that's an option in Gameloft's other Disney game, Magic Kingdoms, so I could totally see it carrying over here. I enjoy seeing my Animal Crossing villagers change up their outfits, so I know I love it in Disney Dreamlight Valley. Especially if they added some Halloween costumes, that would be so adorable. But okay, enough sidetrack. We can see that new dialogue options open as you increase your friendship levels with all the characters. I hope that Gameloft adds quests to characters as time goes on, so that none of the characters ever feel complete, and you've always got a reason to go back to them. Overall, what we can see in these trailers is pretty much in line with what I was expecting we'd get, and I'm pretty happy about it. Before I wrap up the video, I just want to take a little time and go through some of the miscellaneous bits of info we learned that didn't quite fit in so far. First, I want to say there's way more to explore in Dreamlight Valley than I thought there'd be. You know, the devs said it'd be an exploration game, but I honestly thought they were overhyping it a bit, but it looks like I was dead wrong. I like that your character does an animation when you use the tool wheel, so it doesn't just magically appear in your hand. I'm curious to know what you use the ore for. It's under the functional items category, so it obviously does something, but no idea what. I wonder if you'd be able to acquire Disney songs to play on the radios you can craft. I'd be over the moon if they added songs from the parks like A Pirate's Life, Grim Grinning Ghost, and the Soarin' Over California soundtrack. It looks like they have balloon arch DJ booths. I wonder if you can throw a little dance party and DJ for the characters. It's interesting to hear that Gameloft isn't ruling out Marvel or Star Wars. I was under the impression it was just Disney and Pixar, so I'm not sure how I'd feel about Marvel or Star Wars making their way to the game. I do love both of those properties though. I think I would be cool with it as an expansion, like if Marvel had their own valley or whatever they call it, and Star Wars has its own. We should definitely be able to mix and match though for players that want that, although I think I prefer to keep mine separate. I do love Marvel and Star Wars, and the idea of a life sim game with those characters does sound appealing, but I'm not 100% sold on the idea just yet. What about you? Do you want Marvel and Star Wars to come to Disney Dreamlight Valley? If so, how would you like to see it implemented? Let me know in the comments. Okay, that's all for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like and subscribe. It really helps this small little channel out. Hope you have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.